Alright, I'm gonna make a video on why president the left should have never been elected. The left should have never been elected. You know, I said why? Because you gotta start seeing it as a brain division. You know, okay, the whole what is it? The aspect of liberals. That was emphasizing maybe a underground culture of anonymous uprisal at Wall Street or whatever, and cannabis culture, hemp, and hold on. Yeah, and cannabis culture. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the countercultural had an uprising, kind of like involved with, you know, but it all got thrown in a different direction, because they were starting to acknowledge that the right, the conservatives, the Republicans, had a voice of their own. And the leftists abandoned morals and value systems, and they threw it towards you know, a perverse agenda for the nation. And and the right was electing someone who was a trump card to at least hold the nation with some sense of, you know, foundation in, you know, less politically based and more oriented to the people. So they, the left, basically completely spat in the face of what would have at least brought some integrity, and was bringing some integrity to the political landscape, you know, which is important for a nation who wants to be, you know, having a founding in some real purpose, not these swindlers catering to mass media culture and these you know, what is it, the left's political candidate, Biden, you know, gets interviewed by you know what was her name? I don't even remember. But dang, what a lowly position, you know. Whenever it's like trying to panhandle to black people, and he also said, if you don't vote for me, you're not a African American or something. And you know what I'm saying? Those things should have been red flags for everybody. You know, dang it, you know, can't you see? You know, can't you open your eyes? He's catering to the vacuum culture, the vacuumist, hollow succubus culture, you know, and they're catering to homosexual perversion, fornication, and all that. We've all, you know, had our we've all tangled with debauchery, but, you know, don't go gay, and if you're on that level, then don't go trans, and you know, You know, that's the best advice. And then the candidate, which was you know, in power for the right, you know, was you know, considerate to all those people, you know, but it wasn't, you know, wasn't gonna be you know, celebrated like it is nowadays. And that culture is what's being held up and it needs to be ended, you know. And what else? What else? We'll say, yeah, so, in short, the left had some grounding whenever it was more about, you know, look, we are anonymous, we are legion, we do not forgive, we do not forget, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in, that style of individuality, but you know, what I can say is that it forms an empowerment that gets the message across, you know what I mean? So the left used to be on that side, and now it's not, and it wasn't ever good to be on the left side whenever the right was you know, trying to put some more foundation in an entrepreneurial candidate, you know, entrepreneurial, and you know, one that can recall some of America's spirit, you know, instead of being swindled by the people who applaud abomination. They applaud abomination, you know, and so that was never good. And oh, Cardi, the SLU, you know what, the slut, you know, yeah, got interviewed, what, and then they have people like Shapiro and Candace Owens on the right, Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, and they have Tucker Carlson, and these people are at least having they have a social awareness and a concern for where the country is going to end up, you know, how it's going to be, what our value systems are being held in, you know. So, you know, I am of leaning that harkens to more you know, I'm a leaning that harkens to more of the founding fathers' sense of liberty. They don't agree in prohibition. You know, rightful liberty is unobstructed action within certain limits drawn around us by the rightful liberty of others. You know, and so, you know, the Republicans never really stood by me whenever it came to cannabis and hemp culture, and they probably sort of, you know, rode with the changes when it got introduced into some of the states. You know, so that's can be, I think there's a middle ground on those topics, but really, I think Abraham Lincoln was strongly against prohibition because because prohibition is enemy to temperance, temperance, having a temperament that doesn't proceed to addiction or I mean, it's gonna happen, and you got to be wary, and all information should be dispelled, not dispelled, should be the misleading information should be dispelled, and the cognition, the having the wherewithal, having the knowing, and the let's see, you know, discernment, the discernment on where you might steer your mind in relation to recreational and medical substances. So alcohol culture is prepondered and is applauded by all the foolish, you know, the foolish masses drunk on you know, trends and you know, consumer culture, and that you steer back away from that more so with substances like non-alcohol, like cannabis, and like definitely with the mind expansion and spiritually significant drugs or substances that are organic to Mother Nature, and you know, so these things are all important, and in those areas of discussion, this is what this is how I'm calling the state of affairs in this you know, this landmass, you know, that is set up with all kinds of ideals that many people are going to collide in all sorts of ways with, you know, collisions and ideals, you know, but we have to have a forefront in a value structure, you know, a moral scope, and also remembering the liberty principle that this country was founded in, you know. So that goes out for all the people, all the prohibitors of another adult's responsible and educated use of medicines, you know. So, you know, I can say that I more approve of the rights candidate than the terrible gargantuan deception of the political left, which needed to be pointed out. It's like they were just deceiving everybody. But no one's really ever stood by the issues I'm concerned about much, except in the counterculture and the underground, you know. Underground still sees through what's going on, and if you were also in any sort of informed, if you were of the informed, whenever it came to the rights candidate and elected representative for the nation, there was extremely interesting stuff going on 4chan, tying back to ancient cultures, and Trump being heralded as some sort of you know, I don't know, you know, I rode the tide of that current, and it actually was not so bad, you know. Um, yeah, so, Chatelet, Chatelet.